A person with the life path number 6 is the pillar of a family and community. As an opponent of disputes, the number 6 brings about the harmony and beauty they desire. A striking characteristic is their need for friendship and relationship. They always act altruistically, are tolerant, creative, sensitive, open and accessible to their fellow human beings. They are attracted to charismatic personalities, but they also radiate vitality and strength themselves. 6s are also extroverted, very social, and always looking for like-minded people. They live their lives with responsibility and the search for harmony and security. The family's ethical values, which govern interpersonal relationships, are important guidelines in this person's life. They need an active social life around them and interpersonal relationships that are open, cordial, and regular. The 6 counts on the devotion and care of loved ones, who, however, feel pressured by these high demands. Thus, others sometimes react to them with distrust and secrecy in order to withstand the pressure of unfulfilled expectations. This tension is heightened when the 6 is not shown unlimited affection. People with this life path number feel the desire to be the rock on which others can build, but this drives them to perfectionism. They try to hold on to ideals, but they should keep within acceptable limits and recognize that not everyone has to have the same principles. One of their abilities is great creativity. Often, their strong need for harmony and peace has a restrictive effect and causes deep sadness in them. They have the spiritual task of bringing their high ideals into harmony with reality and making peace with the imperfections of life. These people usually have a utopian idea of the world and of interpersonal relationships, especially a partnership. They often lack foresight and patience. A deep dissatisfaction is a faithful companion of these people because they always have the feeling that something is missing in their lives and they cannot perceive the fullness that surrounds them. People with the life path number 6 embody love and harmony, tradition and domesticity. They are very faithful, and sometimes they develop a certain rigidity in thinking and fear of change. The 6 is the one who tries to help others with their commitment and will to help. The downside is that they want to impose their solutions on others with this helpfulness. To change this behavior, they should leave everyone free to solve problems in their own personal way. If the voice of the inner critic is particularly pronounced in them, they find it difficult to calm down and be satisfied, because this is always projected into the future. These people usually have a utopian idea of the world and of interpersonal relationships, especially a partnership. They yearn for a stable and deep sense of belonging together. The seeds of community, belonging, and solidarity germinate in these people. They are very relationship-oriented and long to find their home in a couple and in their interpersonal relationships. The ethical values of the family, which govern interpersonal relationships, are important orientations in the lives of these persons. The ideals of love and helpfulness always accompany their lives. They are ready to support, help, and serve others. The values of marriage and family are very important to them as well. In choosing their life partners, they act intuitively and carefully. To create an inner and outer home for themselves in which their thoughts can rest and an inner balance prevails is of great importance to them. They are very sensitive so that they succeed in creating an environment of security for human exchange with their empathy. Diplomacy and communication skills characterize their relationships. When it comes to partnerships, 6s find it difficult, as focused as they are on the shortcomings and inconsistencies in living together, to recognize the growth potential of the relationship. It is also not easy for them to allow their partner's freedom. This often leads to behavior patterns that cause them to put pressure on and control their partners because they cannot meet their expectations. In this case, they should definitely check how realistic their expectations of their partner are. In the family, these people seek security and safety. They need a happy family environment, Otherwise, they tend to carry the tensions and problems of the family system. Only through a clear process of cutting the cord can they realize their talents. The person with the life path number 6 often feels misunderstood in the family system and sometimes has the feeling of not really belonging. For these people, it is important that their values and opinions are respected in the family. 6s often have difficulty setting limits because they have a strong sense of responsibility in their personality. They develop a pattern of taking responsibility for other people and find it difficult to say no. Their own interests and needs are often neglected in order to be able to support others. These people should recognize that they can best help others by motivating them to take personal responsibility and by giving them instruments that enable them to become independent and find solutions to their own problems. People with this belief system are often afraid of losing the love of their fellow human beings when they start to say no. Such a change towards detachment should be carried out as carefully as possible, because this way these persons slowly gain security and consciously feel their power without causing too much resistance from the outside. Their family and friends will be very surprised by their change. It is advantageous for the 6 personality to leave their pronounced perfectionism behind, as it prevents them from developing their relationship skills. Caught in the cage of their rigid expectations, they tend to see only faults and shortcomings in themselves and their fellow human beings. It is instructive for them to become aware of their projections and rigid attitudes and to learn step by step to look at others with a loving serenity. When they begin to look at the positive sides of others, it will become increasingly easier for them to approach them with greater openness and empathy. As a result, they will feel a significant improvement, especially in communication and in any form of exchange with others. People with the life path number 6 should learn to focus on themselves in order to develop an empathic, constructive relationship with themselves, to say no and to set clear boundaries in an appreciative manner, to let go of their need to help and even control other people, to have realistic expectations of others in relationships and to accept them as they are. Famous people with the life path number 6 include Albert Einstein, Robert De Niro, Rosie O'Donnell, and Eddie Murphy.